time now for Coming In Hot with Brent Wallace and former Ottawa Senator Jason York.
Everybody, welcome to Coming In Hot. Brent Wallace alongside our good friend and smartest man in hockey, Jason Yorkie. Good morning, sir. Nice to see you.
Morning, Wally. How you doing today?
I'm good. It's Super Week, so how do you not be good?
It is Super Week. We had two super shows in a row. Math was awesome yesterday, and Chesky was, as always, Nick Cousins spectacular.
Yes, so it'll continue today as our good friend Jeff Marek is on, and so it's good that there's a break in the season. So having Jeff on at this particular point, you two can have whatever discussion you want to have without it being Senators related. Now you're muted. I don't know. Yorkie, you need to show up for rehearsal. This show proudly presented by Charm Diamond Centers. You're on your AirPods now. Proudly Canadian owned and operated since 1972 with more than 85 locations across the country through Charm and their sister brands. Get custom ring building delivered in less than 4 weeks with the Charm Masterpiece program. Don't forget, you don't pay until 2026. Check out a large selection of Canadian lab-grown diamonds and mine diamonds. Apply for the Charm Diamond Flexity card today and get approved for no interest financing on your purchase in minutes. For more information, go to charmdiamondcenters.com. Chosen forever. Charm Diamond Centers. And of course, by Gabriel Pizza, the official pizza of the NHL's Ottawa Senators. And of course, Coming In Hot. Get Gabriel Pizza perks when you order on the app. Earn points with every purchase. Get exclusive deals with the Gabriel Pizza perks. Order on the app, or if you choose, GabrielPizza.com. And of course, when the Sens score 4, you earn more, if you will. Get 40% off any 9-inch pizza the next day after the Sens score 4. We just got to wait a little bit until the Sens score 4. We will give away another $50 gift card today in the show. We'll get to that later. Plus, I will tell you who won yesterday's gift cards a bit later in the show as well. But for now, if Yorkie's good, we're going to get right to our good friend, Jeff.
Oh, perfect.
There he is. Because he'll likely just anchor the show a little bit from all the nonsense that you bring some days.
I promised, Wally, I promised myself. I went to bed last night. I said, don't do it, Marek. Don't hijack it. This is not your show. You're a guest. Behave as if you're a guest. Take your shoes off. Say thank you. No. And answer when you're spoken to. That's it. I swear. I promise.
How many times before, like if you go to your buddy's house, do you go into the fridge? How many visits before you get to go into the fridge?
Ooh, wow. Probably. Ooh, I would say it's not the first time.
No.
Second or third.
See,
you're right.
This is show number
Second
3.
Or third.
So basically, you can sit on the couch and have a beer and enjoy yourself. The house is yours.
Okay. All right. Well, that's fine then, Wally. Just going to stretch out a little bit here. Let's talk about what I'm interested in. We'll call this show, Oh, Look, There's My Navel, starring Jeff Marek. Things that amuse Marek. How about that? We'll just do that, guys.
Are you, okay, you obviously got up and you went to some kind of hockey this morning, right? You dropped your kid off at some kind of hockey.
No, they were supposed to, but they were supposed to have a private this morning, but it got canceled. So no.
Why? What's going on? What's going on? Is the snowstorm coming?
There is a snowstorm coming. Well, they've got like a really interesting sort of schedule of hockey. So they're starting to pick up Wednesday mornings with a guy by the name of Ryder McIntyre, played in the OHL. He's a longtime family friend. And then Thursdays is a fun skate. They skate with Mikhail Grabovski and Nikolai Kulemin. They run a session in Aurora, so they skate with Grabo and Cooley on Thursdays. Those are the only two privates, and then they have edges with Lisa Clark on Mondays. It's a lot. It's a lot.
It is the Toronto formula. You're in. You can't get out. Once you're in, I understand.
But the thing is, like, look, mom and dad want a cottage on Lake Rosso or Lake Joseph or Lake Muskoka. Like, this is not about the kids and fun. This is about mom and dad wanting a good cottage here, guys. You understand that?
I do. Well, in fact, but with all the lessons, you could have had the cottage in Muskoka. It's either one or the other.
I know.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys something. The best. I used to do morning ice, The best morning ice I've ever done, and the kids got the most of it. I used to rent the local KRC Wally, the Canada Rec Center. And we used to take my 2 boys. We would bring a total of 16 kids, and we'd do 4-on-4. I would sit on the boards. 100%. I'd get my Tim Hortons coffee. I'd go prop myself up on the side of the boards, a little whistle on my neck. Every minute and a half, tweet, change. Next kids come on, because at that age they don't know how to change, and then they would just play. Throw one of those sessions in once a week, Jeffy. I'm telling you.
100%. I completely agree with you. There's very little. Everything right now in kids sports is so structured. I'm really aware of that, and I like the kids just to go and play and go learn and have fun and make mistakes and try things where no one's going to scream at you or sit you down if you try it. Yorkie, I am with you about 1,000,000% on that. The skill level in hockey has never been higher. I just don't know that we're making better hockey players. And can I give you an example of this? Sure. There's one player that I love, but he's not quite a hockey player yet, but you can see one day it's going to happen, and that's Adam Fantilli of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Adam Fantilli has 1 speed. Now, Adam Fantilli is super skilled, like elite level skill. It's insane how skilled this guy is, but he is in a hurry for everything. Everything is rush, 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 rush. And one day, when Adam Fantilli finally learns how to slow down a little bit at times and learns how to play, that guy is going to be a weapon. But how many players have you guys seen that rush everything? And because of it, they end up going, like, they have a decent career, I suppose, but like they don't end up having the career they should have because they only know how to function at 1 speed.
The only guys it works for is Nate Dogg and McDavid, but they're like that's a whole different conversation.
But even McDavid, like McDavid still plays with speeds. Like, you know that move where he grabs it behind his own net and like the defenseman usually turn, you can see the name bar, and then they spin, and then he'll slow down a little bit through the neutral zone, let the defenders close gap, and then as soon as the gap's a little bit tight, boom, he's gone again. Like, McDavid at least plays with his speeds sometimes.
Yeah. Anyways, Jeff, I'll rate you a little
Rhino.
I'll rate you a little recipe to add into your formula for building a hockey player. Mix in a little 4-on-4 and a little dash of small area games. Small area games is, and you can do that on your 4-on-4 day. A little 4-on-4, then shrink it down for a bit.
Yeah, both their coaches do that at the end of every session anyway. They do all the small area stuff, so it's good. It's good. Anyway, not hijacking. Wally, back to you.
Let's go, Wally. Let's get this show going. Come on.
Yorkie has a manual like Serena Williams, the Williams father. He's got it all mapped out.
Did you guys watch that, by the way?
Yeah, great movie. The one that was Will Smith. Yeah, it was great.
Fantastic.
Really good. Yeah, loved it.
Highly recommend.
We will get to talk about Four Nations, by the way.
Sure.
You did bring up a point, though. Interesting in minor hockey, and I'll take this sideways a bit, is when you practice team stuff now, you very little do a lot of individual skill stuff. Like you need to be on the ice separately, or you just won't develop your individual skills very much.
Very true. Very true.
But I kind of like it that way. Right? Like I want.
Well, how long are your practices with your team right now?
90.
So ours were
90.
Ours were 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you got to do more stuff in there.
Yeah.
So what they'll do now is, like yesterday, I'll sound like a douchey hockey dad. My 2012. So what they'll do is
I do the same.
They'll skate. I know it's funny too, because my wife, when our kids first started playing and I started using that vernacular, she used to always bust on me, but now she does the exact same thing. And the kids actually do it too. Like, hey, how old are you, buddy? Oh, was it 2011? What? Yeah. What do you mean? Then you start to do the quick math in your head. But what they'll do is they'll sort of stack everything. Like yesterday, he skated for an hour and a half, and then video for 30, and then a 1 hour workout at the gym at the rink afterwards. Yeah. So that's kind of now what the AAA program is in the GTHL for most of the teams.
All right, we're 10 minutes in. I don't want to eat up all your time. I got questions to ask you. One,
sure.
Let's get to there's the rumor out that Jared McCann's available in Seattle. So rumors are, for sure. He does have a modified no trade clause. I don't know if If Ottawa is one of the 10 teams on the list, makes $5 million a year for the remaining or the next 2 years after.
Yep.
Left shot, 6'1", 40 goals
Versatile.
scored 2 years ago.
Yep.
Ottawa needs a top 6 winger. Is he your guy?
Yeah. He would definitely be in consideration. Absolutely. I mean, listen, the defense for Ottawa has been outstanding. You guys know this. The goaltending has been great. They just need to score goals. And it's not exactly a secret, but yeah, I'd throw McCann in there. I mean, if you're really swinging for the fence and you want the blockbuster, you see if you can get, I don't know, like Jason Robertson away from the Dallas Stars or something like that. But that's a whopper somewhere down the road.
That's a whopper.
That is a whopper. That is a whopper there.
Why do you throw his name in there? Why is Robertson?
Well,
there?
the only reason I throw Robertson in there is Jim Nill's not shy about going big game hunting. And I don't know whether it's this year or somewhere down the road, but if he's going to land like a massive piece, like they were like, put it this way. The reason I bring it up is they were very much in the conversation for Matthew Tkachuk when the Calgary Flames were moving on from Matthew. Of course, he ended up with the Florida Panthers winning a Stanley Cup. The problem is they didn't have the players that were ready for that magnitude of trade. But if the Dallas Stars are ever back in that situation where they are right there to make a massive deal, I would wonder if someone like Jason Robertson could be the player that goes. I mean, listen, goals are expensive. Listen, this is not like a report. This is not like Marek says that Jason Robertson's available. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that previous
that
to
part,
this.
Jake.
Yeah, exactly. Just grab that. Radio this guy. Or Marek puts Robertson out of that. I'm just saying, like, I think that Dallas has had a window open for a while. The window is still open, and it's still going to be open. And if they're ever going to do something massive, I do wonder if that's one of the names we start to hear. Again, probably not this season, but somewhere down the road.
Okay, I'm gonna throw a name at you guys.
Okay, but Yorkie, would you
hang on. I do like McCann. I do like your idea of McCann though. A versatile, can play center, can play wing, can score goals. Yes.
When I watch McCann, and I like him as a player, like he's their go-to guy. He's their guy that the puck's on his stick. He's holding on to the puck, and he's going to distribute the puck. I know he can score, but I look at that 40-goal season. I think it's a little bit of an outlier. I don't know if he comes to the Sens. If he plays with Stutz, there's a chance, but I would love a right shot. I'd like a right shot. Especially,
can I show you something in a size for Daniel Sprong?
I got another name. I'm
Mr.
getting
York. Can I show you something in a D Sprong, sir?
Nah, I'm not a huge Sprong guy. So when I watch teams,
shot.
I always say to myself, okay, when the league turns into real hockey in the playoffs, when there's no more free passes, when speed becomes so important. Jam, winning puck battles, fitting into Travis Green style. So what I like McCann, I just don't know if he's the right fit, because then is the power play really going to run through Jared McCann with all the guys you already have in Ottawa? I'm like, I don't think so, because he's not going to be the most talented guy in Ottawa. He's probably number 3 or 4. And then I look at that Seattle roster. I'm like, you know who I would like on that roster, who actually scores every single year? Rate him down for 20. He's got a ton of speed. He's got a ton of jam. The Duke of Denmark. Give me a little Oliver Bjorkstrand. Watch this guy, Jeff. I know. Listen, I'm with you. On the forecheck. He's their best player. He's their best player, in my opinion. For what you're gonna get, and he's not gonna come in and say, I need to be on the first power play, or else I'm not gonna produce. Not that McCann's gonna say that, but I don't know. Every time I watch them, especially when they're in the playoffs. This guy grabs my eye. And
what does he have left on? One more year? Is he locked up for one more or 2 more?
He's only got 1 more. And I don't know what the he's at 5. I don't know what the succession plan for Claude Giroux is. And I still love Claude Giroux. He's still a good player. But man, this guy's not that old. He's only 29, I think. And to me, Jeff, and I don't know a lot about him, he looks like a low maintenance guy that it's going to get you 20. And has a ton of speed and plays with some jam. And I like
everywhere he's gone, Western Hockey League, Columbus Blue Jackets, like
You like him?
He's I do. I've always liked Bjorkstrand. Like he's like, you know those guys that everybody has that are like their hipster conversation when you need to pull out the hipster card. Well, the guy you should be talking about is
Wow.
like, Bjorkstrand's one of my go-tos.
Okay.
No, your go-to your go-to is the guy that used to play for Carolina. Then he ended up in Edmonton. What the hell is his name? You talked about him.
Oh, Warren Fogle.
Warren Fogel's your guy. That's your hipster guy.
L.A., isn't he? Love Warren
He's in
Fogle.
LA now.
Fogle,
Yes.
Jeff sees Fogle as a guy reading poetry at a bar with that hipster beard.
No, that's Kyle Connor. No, that's Kyle Connor. Doesn't Kyle Connor? You're describing what Kyle Connor looks like.
I know,
He
but
looks like a combination like bookworm, busker. Like that's Kyle Connor. They just like happens to snap in 50 every year.
Yeah, Fogel's been your guy for a long time, though.
I do like Warren Fogle.
So you like
guilty as charged.
Wally was all like, I brought Bjorkstrand up because everybody's talking about McCann.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I like McCann, but I like Bjorkstrand better. I do.
Sounds like McCann to you.
For what they need, for what they need, because the puck runs through Tim Stützle on this team. It runs through. Sure. It's not going to run through Jared McCann. It's not.
Okay, hang on. So you're all sincerity. Can you put up the lines, Jake, when you have a sec? Are you moving Giroux to the left side or Bath? Like, where are you going to fit him?
Where am I going to put McCann?
On the left.
With Drew and Stützle? I don't know. I think I
don't. Maybe it's Batherson and
I'm not taking Brady away from Stützle. Like just every time.
I'm just saying, if you're going to bring in a right winger, who are you moving? Are you going to move Giroux to the left?
I'll move. I'm keeping that line the way it is, and I'm doing what was supposed to be done. Perron's going to play on the line of Pinto and Amadio. Batherson, no problem, could play on the offside. So too could Bjorkstrand. I'm putting him with those guys, and I'm putting together the third line that's never got a chance to play together. And that is it's a good problem to have. It's like, what do you do with Ridley Gregg? Well, then you can actually have an unbelievable fourth line with him in the middle. Imagine a line. Imagine this. Imagine playing against these idiots. Greg, Highmore, and Cousins. Could you imagine playing against those three guys? Like,
yeah.
It's just it gives
the Advil line. The thing about McCann is he gives you some insurance down the middle too.
Yeah. No, I can see it. Always nice to have some insurance. Always nice.
So, how are you going to pay for that guy? That's it. Now. It's a first round pick.
Done.
Okay, hold on, Yorkie. Let's use your noggin for a sec. They're going to have to give away one of the next 2 years their first round pick. So you're going to trade this pick for Jared McCann and not have a first for 2 years?
No, I'm trading it for Bjorkstrand.
But hang on. But the thing is, you do have some term on both.
You get 1 year on Bjorkstrand,
like that,
and he's at 5'4".
That eases the blow, and McCann's a pair.
Yeah. He's going to cost you more. McCann's going to cost you more. He's a
40 goal scorer. Yeah.
He's a one-time 40 goal scorer.
I'm just wondering if you have enough assets to do it. I don't think. I think his contract's pretty good.
Here's the thing too. Like I'm one of those people that do believe that when like your team determines whether you're going to make a move or not.
Exactly.
And the other thing you have to determine is, okay, how close are we to actually doing something in the playoffs here? Like I think that if you're Steve Staios, you owe your team something. I just don't think that something is a massive deal.
Like they're not a first round pick.
They're not there yet.
Yeah. So
like
I agree, Jeff.
To me, Ottawa, it's tweak deadline as opposed to trade deadline.
Yeah.
Like this area here before March 7th. I don't know, like, cause you have to know when you're ready to pull the trigger on the big one. Like again, like I'll go back to the Dallas Stars that I mentioned
100%.
earlier. Like they're out there looking for big names, right? Big names, and they're trying to hang on to their Stankovens and their Borks and their Bichels, etc. Like they're trying desperately to land the big fish and not give away any of these players. but there's going to come a time where you have to make that decision. And there has to be a time where you start to say, okay, we have a lot of young players here. How can we use them to help bring us closer to the Stanley Cup, either in the lineup or in order to facilitate a trade to get us that much closer? I don't know that Ottawa is there yet. So I'm really sensitive if I'm Steve Staios to, one, reward the team, reward the fan base. Hey, you know what? You guys stuck with us a long time. We're going to try to help. We're going to try to improve this team. But this is not the year to go crazy at trade deadline if you're Ottawa. It's really not.
Do you know what wouldn't surprise me, to your point, Jeff? And I agree with you. Like giving away that first round pick is a tough pill to swallow. But then you could start talking, well, you got Jacob Bernard-Docker. And now because of Matt and Paolo, what's happened? Like he's a chip you could use. But something that would not shock me if they do a move like, I'll go back to that Seattle team again. How good would a Brandon Tanev look on this team? Again, a guy that's super tough to play against, great engine, great motor, great playoff player, still can score a little bit. So it's adding a depth piece, and it's not going to cost you nearly as much as a Jared McCann's going to cost you. Like, to me, I see that more as something that Ottawa could do, because the price is going to friggin' go through. It's going to go through the roof. There's going to be so many teams lined up to grab a McCann. I don't think they would just trade Bjorkstad, but I love guys like Tanev, Jeff. Like they're so much more useful than people think when you get them, because not only will they help you get you there, but they make big plays in the playoffs. The problem
is can be a lot of teams that want Brandon Tanev for the playoffs.
I know. I love them.
Like I'm with you. I love both the Tanev boys. I think they make any team better. But it's not just going to be Ottawa that's interested in Tanev here. Like Ron Francis. There's a bigger discussion about what's next for Seattle, right? And what do you do with that organization? I mean, at the end of it too. I mean, it's an entertainment property that you're selling here, and this is a team that really is sort of bereft of personality as well. Like, you can't win. There's no playoffs coming, and it's not the most exciting team to watch. What are we doing here? Right? Like, at a certain point, you have to say, like, what's going on here? Like, the novelty of the we're an expansion team is kind of worn off. Yeah. So I think there's even bigger questions you have to ask about the Seattle Kraken when you're talking about Tanev and Bjorkstrand and McCann, et cetera. Like, who is this team? I don't know.
Agreed. Okay, let's get to before you got to get out of here. Let's get to the Four Nations. This show brought to you by our good friends at Club EG Golf. It's almost golf season, gentlemen, as you know. They have amazing packages with their memberships online. Go to clubeg.golf. Check them out. Different packages for different members, if you will. Anyway, they have over 60 courses in the Ottawa area. They become you get member rates with a membership. Check it out. Also, if you don't know who they are, they do the Sun Scramble, the Citizen Golf Championship, lots of other golf trips and more. They literally cater to every type of golfer. Check them out. Clubeg.golf. Tomorrow we'll give away a foursome at La Sorcière, including carts. And as we get to our Four Nations chat, just a reminder, our good friends at Daily Faceoff is there all, 10 days. I'm sure they're having a terrible time in Montreal, and they won't enjoy Boston either. As they get going there, Daily Faceoff is there every day with all kinds of coverage. You won't need to look anywhere else. Go to dailyfaceoff.com, a member of our Nation Network. All right, let's game one tonight, gentlemen.
Yeah.
I know Yorkie is anxiously awaiting for puck drop. It's 8:00 or whatever.
It's 8 Eastern. Yeah.
Who do we got tonight? Who we got tonight?
Canada, Sweden.
Okay.
There's no I don't believe Linus Ullmark will be the starting goaltender for Team Sweden. I think it'll be Philip Gustafsson. Jeff, I'll talk to you because you actually like hockey. Are you excited to see this game?
Not yet. I can't. It's weird. Like, I thought by now I'd be in. Like, this is like the first. It's not really an international tournament, but I mean, I love international hockey. Like, I grew up. I was too young for 72, but 76 really resonated with me, and I still talk about Rogie Vachon to this day because of it. I've always loved it, but and there's I think a number of different reasons here. Maybe mainly because we all know this is going to be a one and done, and that trophy that they unveiled is going to go right from whoever wins it right to the Hockey Hall of Fame Resource Center, and will collect dust forever because there will never be another Four Nations face-off tournament again. As they try to put together more of a robust international program here for NHL players. This is the first tournament where I'm like, I need to see it first. I need to see tonight's. Like, put it this way: I'm gonna watch everything. Like, I'll watch all of it. It's not as if I'm gonna go, oh, you know what? Between watching this game and sorting out my sock drawer, I got to go do something with the socks upstairs. Like, I'm gonna watch every game, but I'm just not there yet. It hasn't done anything to capture my imagination. And I don't know about you guys, but like, did we need 80 million people all tweeting out Jordan Binnington is the starter for Canada? Yeah. How many tweets did you read? The exact same thing. It's like any just sort of drip of I don't know. I need to see this thing starting tonight. I think it's going to be wild on Saturday, not just between Canada and the United States, but also Finland, Sweden. I can't get excited about it yet. It's the first one of international flair that I can't get hyped about before I see exactly what this thing is going to look like. Now, if we see like Sam Bennett run over Alexander Barkov, I'll say, whoa, okay.
They're playing for real.
We got a tournament here. Or if we see Eichel spear Theodore, okay. We got a tournament here. But
so you just want violence.
No, I want intensity. I want to see intensity. If all of a sudden, like, Matthew Tkachuk pulls up before hitting Barkov in the U.S.-Finland game because they want to win a Stanley Cup together, I'm going to look at it and go, okay, let's just stop now.
All right.
Yeah. So Jeff, you're on the exact same page. Wally was all giddy to get you on today. He's like, "Oh, Jeff's gonna be cheering the Four Nations."
I will probably like it.
Then he's like, Yorkie, just say some nice stuff about the Four Nations. I'm like, I can't lie. I can't lie. Like,
well, listen, I don't work for a rights holder. I don't have to lie about it. Like, I can't. Like,
I've never seen this much marketing for a tournament that no one's interested in. Okay, Yorkie,
hold on.
Hurry up. I don't have a lot of time.
The one thing Jeff's like, it's like, like, is this going to be the determining factor when someone's getting into the Hall of Fame? Okay, his Four Nations play is going to be the thing that puts him over. Yeah, that's going to put him over the Hall.
Well, you know what? How about this one? Let me lob this one out for your consideration. Okay. I believe the best case scenario for Team Canada is a loss, and here's why.
Ooh,
As we've seen with Hockey Canada, and they got a lot of trouble recently with the juniors for following the philosophy of, well, if this player isn't loyal, this player's not coming. Michael Misa didn't go to the Hlinka Gretzky, so Michael Misa is not going to the World Juniors. Hockey Canada relies so much on, the loyalty that you've had to the program.
Yes,
blah, 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 blah. If Canada wins this thing, do they get lulled into the philosophy of you can't change a winning lineup, and does that inevitably lead to mistakes for what the bigger prize is here, and that's the Olympics?
No,
Does it make them look the other way on the fact that Brad Marchand is 37 years old and Drew Doughty is et cetera, et cetera? Like, in some ways, the best, because the big prize is the Olympics, is the Olympic gold, right? That's the big prize. So if you say to yourself, okay, what can happen in this tournament that will help Canada win gold at the Olympics? To me, it's a loss, because it's almost like with the World Juniors, it embarrasses you into turning the page and saying, guys, we can't have this anymore. Like, we can't keep doing this. And if Canada wins, like if Canada walks through the entire tournament here and wins this thing, there will very much be a vibe of, well, they won last year, let's just run it back again, as opposed to having a really good, hard look at what's going to be successful in Italy next year. Agree, disagree?
I love your deep. That's how we bring you on.
I agree.
Deep thoughts with Jeff Merrick. Deep thoughts with Jeff Merrick.
I was texting with Wally, and we're like, hey, you having a good Olympic stories and international hockey? Like, Wally's right. Like, I love this stuff.
Yeah,
like,
I know you do.
I love I adore international hockey, right? And I'm still the guy that maintains in 1972, the Summit Series, as much as Canadians want to pretend like Game 8 was the most important game, it wasn't. It was Game 1. Game 1 was the most important game. It was the Canada loss. 7-3. When Harlamov scored those 2 goals in the second period, international hockey was born. Because up until then, it was always, well, Canada doesn't send their best. Like, okay, let the Soviets run over all these teams and these world championships and such. But if we ever sent our best, things would be different. International hockey started 1972 at the Montreal Forum when Canada lost. That was the indication that there's another juggernaut here. There's another, and all of a sudden you started to get, like, WHA had their own summit, and all of a sudden 76 Canada Cup, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that continues. And there was always a mystique about it as well. And maybe this is part of, one of the reasons why I look at this Four Nations tournament and say to myself, I'm not there yet, is there's no mystique about it like there was in previous tournaments. One of the things why I like the World Juniors is we never see these kids until they join the NHL, like the Swedes and Czechia. So Russia's not involved right now, but, like, you know what I'm getting at, right? There's that mystique is gone. But really, losses do a lot more to move along programs than wins do. And
Absolutely.
I still maintain, like, I wonder what Canadian hockey would have looked like if they would have lost to Game 8. Because it probably would have forced Canada to have a good, hard, long look at itself and say, what are we doing here? How all of a sudden do we lose this series against the Soviets when we're supposed to be the best in the world? Instead, Canada just went, whew, that was close, but don't worry.
Thanks,
Everything
Paul.
is fine. And it didn't evolve until the 80s.
Well,
Do you
but
know
then
what?
they had the 2006 summit, though, right? That was when they reached the bottom, and it's still they realized then we need to stop taking 12 guys that we think fit into these roles and take the best
100%.
players. And then suddenly we're back to taking the 12 best or the 12 role players. I don't understand.
We can't Wally, you're so right. It's like this button they can't stop hitting. They can't stop. You're right. Like after 2006, right, the philosophy in Hockey Canada became skill adapts. Just take the best possible players. Right?
Like Rob Zamner,
position because they're so
great
skilled.
penalty killer. But Rob Zamner's not one of the 12 best.
Well,
forwards in Canada.
just go back and look at one of the best goals, Gretzky to Lemieux. It's one of the best players, players in the world, is doing the dirty work that you would think, oh, skill guys can't do that. Skill guys can't, like, hook a guy off a face-off and tackle him to make sure you get it. No, Howard did that. Skill guys can't do that.
I would love to have been on the ice for that. I'm glad you mentioned Howard Chuck. Because 87 Cops Coliseum, Gretzky to Lemieux. There's a couple of things on this play. First of all, do you remember who Mike Keenan pulled off for Howard Chuck? Think about this ballsy move. It was Messier.
Yeah.
So Mike Keenan, Messier off. Howard Chuck on. Okay, so first sort of controversial move, like, ooh. And then you're right, there was the hook, which I think we only saw one replay of. After that was never shown ever again.
Ever.
But on that play, and I'll still maintain, the best decoy of all time.
Larry Murphy
goes to the post. No one in the building thought that he was going to get that pass. It's a tap in if Murphy gets the pass, but everyone knows that Lemieux's taking the shot, but the goaltender has to respect it. It is a beautiful play by Larry Murphy that no one will ever talk about, but he's right there for a tap in, and the goalie freezes.
Do you know who the
beautiful play by Murphy?
Do you know who the defenseman is for Russia that's defending that play?
Oh no, who was it?
I think it's Igor Kravchuk. I think it's
way.
Igor. Igor was on that team, Wally.
Yeah,
my old
senator.
Get Igor on the show. We're always texting back and forth. But yeah, no, I
have.
agree.
It's a beautiful decoy. One of my favorite international stories, and this is like so exclusive to Canadians, it's not funny. So 1972 Summit Series, Canada loses game 1. Dryden is awful. Like Dryden was bluntly terrible. And they lose 7-3. And all of a sudden it's panic because, oh man, we need Bobby Orr. But Bobby's essentially on one leg every day. Mm-hmm. And so before game 2 at Maple Leaf Gardens, they're just begging Bobby, please, like, just try it. Just get out there. Can you just get on the ice and see if you can do it? And so Bobby's like, okay. So It's after a Toronto Marlies skate at Maple Leaf Gardens. They get the third string goaltender from the Marlies out there in net for Bobby Orr to take shots on and sort of whirl around and see if his knee can go. Do you know who that goalie was?
Who was it?
You guys like the band Blue Rodeo?
Oh yeah, love Blue Rodeo.
Greg
Diamond Mine.
Keeler. Greg Keeler, guitarist from Blue Rodeo, was that goaltender. He was a junior A goaltender growing up. He was the one that stayed back for Bobby Orr to take shots on. 1972, Maple Leaf Gardens. Greg Keeler from Blue Rodeo. How's that for like the ultimate Canadian like hockey music trivia question?
That's great. Here's a trivia question because I looked it up. There is no MVP award for this year's Four Nations.
Really?
Oh. Yeah. So
what are we gonna do?
So I looked it up. I was like, "Oh, what did they used to get?" So Sidney Crosby won, and I know you got to go, Jeff. So I'll make this quick.
No, it's fine. No, it's cool.
He's not going anywhere.
Sidney Crosby won in 2016. He got a plaque. Okay. Vincent LeCavalier in 2004. He got a plaque. Mike Richter won for the 96.
Oh, that was a great tournament. Oh, that was so good.
He gets a Harley.
Oh, Jesus!
Like, okay, man, they got hooped.
Okay, first of all, super cool, and that was like I will put the quality of that tournament 96 against 1987 any day of the week. I know as Canadians we don't like to talk about it because US won. We won the game in Philadelphia and then lost 2 in Montreal, I think it was. Mm-hmm. And then like we don't like to talk about it. By the way, look at that cop standing there with the leather jacket on. Like
that's
awesome.
Looks
like the guy from Terminator.
Looks so good.
The T1000?
Yeah.
So there's so the one thing that like 96 and 1987 to me, like the hockey was equal. It was so fantastic. Everything was for keeps, fights, like the whole deal. So the one thing that I've thought about a lot, and I don't know why, Wally, I think you and I might have talked about this when our show was in Ottawa for the World Juniors. Okay, do you guys, because for whatever reason, when it comes to hockey in Canada, it's either drinking or eating. Would you rather award a cup as the final prize or a plate? Like I miss the plates being awarded. For whatever reason, when we think awards in Canada, it's either something to drink out of or eat off of. I miss the plates myself. I love holding the plates. I know there's a sort of Wimbledon quality about it, but still, I miss the plates. Would you rather get a cup or a plate when you win an international tournament? Stupid question.
I want one of those Swiss Army things. You open it up, you take camping.
It's interesting too because if you're in Europe,
yep,
you can get some interesting things to put on the plate that you normally don't eat when you're in North America, like great cheeses. Really good.
It's not a charcuterie board, Yorkie.
He could put a great charcuterie board on there. And you know what? The beer in Switzerland sucks. Like they drink this terrible beer. It was like 1864. It was terrible. We put that in because I won the Swiss League, and they get a cup. It's a big blue cup. Yeah, I don't even know what the name of the thing is, but I have this picture. It's one of the coolest pictures I have. It's right after we win the Swiss championship, and I've got the blue cup over my head, and they just let everybody on the ice in Switzerland. Like I've got 1,000 people around me, and I got this cup up in the air, and everyone's trying to touch the blue cup. I still have to figure out what the name of this blue cup is. I have a ring, but anyhow, we drank out of the blue cup after, and the beer wasn't great. I much would have preferred a plate with a charcuterie board on it, Wally. To your point, it would have been good.
Really,
would have been good.
I'll take the plate. I'll take plate. What about you, Wally?
Yeah.
See, okay, hold on, Jake. Can you go? By the way, this is the trophies of the last international events that aren't World Championships. I would take the Canada Cup trophy any day of the week.
Yeah, I do like that one. But then I always catch myself when I say to myself, "Am I just saying that because I'm a Canadian and I love that?"
But it's different. Great. It's unique.
Also too, if you're on the other team, like you want to take that trophy away from the Canadians.
100%.
So, like
Absolutely.
I like option one, fellas. Put me up for option one. Like that half leaf there.
Yeah, the half leaf is great. Okay, hang on, Wally. Hang on. Me and York Chopper both plate. What about you? Plate or cup?
I'm a cup.
Yeah.
You all right? All right.
Yeah, like I don't mind the new trophy, the Four Nations, compared to like the Frank Gehry disaster of the World Cup of hockey.
You know what was bad about that too? That the 2004, it was such a downer because everybody knew the next day the guys were getting locked out.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, here's this international
Right.
tournament. Oh, this is great. Here we go. We all know. And then anyway, the next thing we saw was Gary Bettman at a podium.
So I covered both
2004.
04 and 16. I
Yeah.
barely remember. Adam Graves was my analyst. I do remember this
Yeah.
as we went from, but I don't remember 2016 at all.
I remember 2016 because of one thing. One thing will always stand out to me from 2016, and that's a team that didn't do anything, and that's Team North America. And that random, I remember I was sitting next to Tyler Dello, who's now the AGM of the Carolina Hurricanes. It was a random, it was like a Thursday afternoon, Team North America versus Sweden. And in this generation of hockey, it's probably one of the best games. Just like a random afternoon, Team North America against Sweden, one of the best games of this era. And just everybody fell in love with how Team North America played and all the kids. And you look at that, the elite level forwards and Connor Hellebuck. And I know the defense isn't exactly a bunch of Hall of Famers, but real good. And it was like hockey was fun.
Yeah.
And I always wondered if it was Team North America versus Team Canada in the final. Just like remembering how much Team North America captured everybody's imagination. What would that crowd in Toronto have done with it?
Great question.
What to do?
I was dying for it just to see because everybody loved Team. There was so much fun. But then there's the Maple Leaf. What would the crowd do? We'll never know.
They'd go. Yeah. I think when it got down to it, they would cheer for the Maple Leaf. I think when it
so,
got.
eh?
I think so. I think so.
Not the kids.
Everybody, I'm with you, Wally. Everybody loved that team.
Yeah,
love
you're
the
not
logo, jersey.
you're not bringing that many kids to the final game at whatever the ticket prices are.
You are in Toronto.
Yeah,
Yorkie, by the way, the name.
But they're not cheering. They're hiding below. They're not out there anyhow.
The name of your trophy that you apparently won in the Swiss League is called. Ready?
Oh, yeah.
The Champions Trophy.
Yes, the Champions Trophy.
I know there's a name for it. I can't figure it out.
We had guys on that team. We had guys on that team wear their equipment to the bar after. Like they still had their gear on. It's 4 in the morning.
Mike, there's a great story in the WHA about Mike Walton. I think it was playoffs, and his Minnesota Fighting Saints had just lost to whomever, I can't recall, and literally took his skates off, went to the hotel and sat at the bar, barely toweled off, just in his gear, and sat there and drank. And then I think this was the same moment. He went to the hotel pool and jumped in with his equipment on, and guys had to dive in to bring him out. I guess Shaky had been overserved and thought that there's no way I'm going to sink to the bottom of this pool. Well, alcohol plus hockey equipment. We get Shaky out of the pool.
So after we won, we carried on for about, 5 or 6 days. Finally, I get a call. It's my wife. She's like, "Are you ever coming home?"
Are you coming home?
I'm like, it's so much fun. So
we just won the Champions Cup.
Champions Trophy plate.
Apologies. The Champions Trophy, hon. I can't come home yet. It's blue.
The Champions Plate. The Champions Plate. But I ended up. It was the last night, and everybody was leaving the next day. And I remember it was I don't know what time it was. 5 in the morning. I had an 8 a.m. flight. I basically left the place we normally frequented and went right to the airport. See you later, boys. And that was my last time I set foot in Switzerland.
Now, level
right to the airport.
Did you ever go right from the rink to the bar with your equipment still on?
Never have done that because I'll tell you why. when I played, I was a heavy sweater. So like,
Oh,
I'm
really?
not.
Eh?
I
You soaked it.
there were
Yeah.
games where I would take my socks off underneath my skates and
Yeah.
wring them out. Like there's not a, and so the equipment too. Thing with playing in Switzerland too, like I hate the smell of smoke. Everybody smokes in the arenas there, so you get off the ice after, and you smell like an ashtray. Yeah, it's brutal. Yeah, so no,
I remember Kelly Rudy. I remember when I worked with Kelly asking about the Easter Epic once and how much weight he had lost in the game, and he was completely dehydrated. Like all those Islanders players, like all had IVs in them after the win against the Capitals. And Kelly goes, and I did the stupidest thing possible. I'm like, what's that, Kelly? He goes, I got back to the room. I was completely dehydrated, and I drank 2 beers really fast, and my toes curled because I just had like nothing in me. But 2 beers real quick, and my body's like, woof, and my toes curled up.
Well, it's so different now. Like when I first came into the NHL or in the minors, after big wins, there was beer in the middle of the room waiting for you. Like there was no protein shake. It was you're getting a cold Molson Canadian. There you go.
And pizza.
Yeah. Different times.
All right, Jeff, we've kept you longer. I apologize.
No problem. That's fine.
The next time you're on, it'll be free. That's how it goes. Oh, by the way,
it's good times.
Do you organize your sock drawer?
No, I just use it as a way to demonstrate when I'm really bored. Oh, guys, I'd love to hang around, but man, my socks are all mixed up. I got to go deal with this. It's too much.
Because I do.
You do, eh? How do you do it?
By color.
Yeah, same. Yorkie, do you do it by color or thickness? How do you do it?
I have 2 drawers. I have one because I got a ton of socks. I got one drawer with the socks I don't wear often, and the other one just the ones I wear just piled in, and there's no rhyme or reason. They're just tossed in there.
I'm Yorkie. I'm the same. I have 2 different sock drawers.
My ties are colored.
Go-tos.
I remember talking to Gilbert Perreault, ex-Buffalo Sabre once, and we were talking about clothing, and he said that he has 3 closets at home. One for when he's 215 pounds, one when he's 230, and one when he's 245, because that's the sort of weight fluctuation that he has.
That's classic.
Yep.
All right. Sorry, Jeff. I appreciate it. Have a great
fun
time watching tonight.
Wally, I swear, like I'm waiting for it any minute now. I'm going to get excited. Hang on. Let me.
No, you're not there yet. No, you're not there yet.
Try it. I thought, is it coming? Okay, 8:00 Eastern tonight.
But it's Crosby and McDavid.
I know, and
Jeff,
and the socks are waiting.
Listen, Wally's going on vacation for 2 weeks. He's heading to Singapore, his first ever in-season vacation. Keep your phone ready. I am hosting the show for the next couple of weeks, so you and I might hijack. We might do just you and I a show on stories, uninterrupted, unfiltered, unwallied.
Have we exhausted all our Bill of Ford stories, or do we still
No, we're just the tip of the iceberg on those babies.
Right.
We got lots more.
Do you know what? I was thinking last night. It's funny
your show will be in good hands, Wally. Don't worry.
No, I'm absolutely terrified. Is if you had Colby Armstrong, the 3 of you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Colby Armstrong, the only man who can smoke a cigarette in the shower.
What?
I don't know whether to follow up with this.
No. Oh,
I remember on TV once I introduced him that way on a Wednesday night show. And the man only man in the NHL who can smoke a cigarette in the shower. Welcome to the program, Colby Armstrong.
Marek, body blow early. Oh, Colby down.
I love him. I love him.
He's the best. Hey, member of the Good Guys Club.
Yeah. Yep. Yes. Yep.
Is Jeff? Let me guess.
I haven't been jumped in yet. I haven't been jumped in on the Good Guys Club yet.
Oh.
I don't have my card. Nope. Just let me check my email. Nope. Nothing incoming from.
We've.
No.
Oh
no.
This is the first person I've met that Yorkie hasn't said's in the club. Like, there's no list.
There could be a formal presentation if Jeff if we do something together in the next couple of weeks here. I'm just saying, might be some paperwork, might be some stuff.
I was told there was.
Your people can talk to my people over lunch. York Shop. I'm sure you'll find my rates reasonable.
Get this figured out. I think we could do something. I think there's an appetite to do a deal here, Jeff. I think there's an appetite to do a deal here.
You know, my secretary will have lunch with your secretary. I'm sure they can hammer something out. We'll talk about
I agree.
it at a different time.
Jeff.
See, you're like this, Wally, but this is me, like over here on the outside. Like you guys are here with the good guys club, and I'm out
Wally's
here,
not
in the back of the
Wally's-
gymnasium in the bad seats.
I could help. I could carry 17 elderly women across the street by myself. It wouldn't matter. Yorkie just wants me to buy him gifts for like a year.
No. What happened was
Yeah.
Ryan Leslie, founding member of the Good Guys Club, came to town.
Yep.
Wally's been bitching and complaining, and he never
Yeah.
gets to go to the Cheshire Cat, and I never call him, blah, blah, blah. So
Yeah.
I call him, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Wally, going to the Cheshire Cat. I got a special thing tonight. And Wally's like, I can't make it. I'm busy. And he had some lame excuse. I don't know what's going on. So we get there, and then we send him a note. And then you're like, damn it, I didn't know Ryan. But that's the thing with the Good Guys Club. When a guy comes to town, you're asked to do something, you got to drop everything, and you got to make time for people in your life. You got to do it, especially nowadays, Jeff.
Do you think this show just gets magically made?
Oh my God,
Wally,
Jeff!
Wally just pulls the show off the shelf and throws it out there. He has this magical cupboard of shows.
I need a Tuesday.
Salt levels rising. We have a salt reader on the show right now, Jeffy. It flashes. Where'd that go, Jake? It just
I'll
comes
tell you.
across.
Let me throw this one out at you. This might just be a comment on getting older. This might just be a comment on age. But as I get older, I find that I want to be around grumpy people all the time. I find grumpy people hilarious. I love it. Give me the person that complains about the coffee at the rink the moment he shows up. I want to be. This is why I get along so well with Berkey now. I just want to be around grumps. I just want to be around grumpy.
Why are you staring at me?
I'll go to Singapore, and Lisa and I go, and you'll have Wally, and your wish will be granted.
I love it. Like, give me the Prongers, give me the Kucherovs, give me the Kesslers. Like, I want to be around grumpy people all the time.
Aren't they? They're funnier.
I just love it. Yes, 100%.
Yes.
I completely agree. Wally, you're 100% right. Give me grumpy people all day long. Hot and cold running grumpy people. Give that to me in my life.
See?
That's what I want.
See?
Grump Club. Start it up.
This is why Yorkie's so happy. He's hanging out with
You
me.
can have your own club, the Grump Club. Look at
the
this.
Grump Club.
This is
Show up
why we
somewhere and
bring you on the
complain
show.
about everything.
We've got the Grump Club.
Yeah.
Wally's
I want to talk about this coffee. Who made
Yeah.
this?
Get off my lawn.
The Grump Club will meet every 6 months. We'll have bad coffee, burnt toast, and well done steaks will be on the menu. The Grump Club. I
Grump
love
Club.
it, Jeff.
Let's go.
I love
I'm
it.
in. Founding
Great.
member, Marek. All right, I'm in. You and me, Wally.
Right. The problem is you're not grumpy, so that's the problem. Like you're upbeat.
I can fake the funk. I can fake the
Yeah,
funk.
I know.
He can be an honerary member.
of the Grump Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Founding partner. You don't. Yeah. We'll make him grumpy. That's how it'll work.
I
By
gotta
the
get
end
some
of it.
shirts made. I'm gonna get some shirts made for this.
The Grump Club. There you go, Wally.
All right.
Let's do it.
See you, pal.
All right, boys. You be
There's
good. Enjoy game one. I'm sure it's going to be awesome. I hope it's going to be awesome. I really want to like it. Hang on. Let me try again.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Didn't come.
Well,
But 8 Eastern's coming.
we'll wait for the spearing. All right.
We'll see you soon.
See you, buddy.
The Grump Club. You got something. Now you got your own club, the Grump
I've got
Club.
my own club. I'm gonna get leather jackets and tattoos.
But who else can you bring in the Grump Club? Like your good buddy Mendez can't come in. He's not grumpy. He can't.
Well, I
come
could
in.
get Lever Sage. That's a name pops off right away for me.
I'd be a great member for the Grump Club.
AJ Jakuback.
Nah, AJ. He just gets.
Oh, there's
hot.
nobody. No, he's right. No, Grumpy or he's king of Grump.
Yeah.
I'm
See,
trying to
not a
think.
lot of-
Oh,
it's-
Claude Giroux. You get Claude Giroux.
You know what? He would be good. Like he gets grumpy. He gets short with guys. He likes to get it to guys.
Meth could be a member.
Meth's not in the Grump Club. No, he's too high. He likes to have fun.
Okay.
Do you think Meth's in the Grump Club?
He could, yeah, he could.
Well, you spent a lot of time with him. Let's see. You don't really know someone. You don't really know somebody until you do a podcast with them.
Or maybe, you know what? Maybe I made him grumpy.
Maybe there's a correlation here to what's going on. Oh my god.
Okay, we got stuff to do. You take care of some business. We didn't even get to our good friends at BEI yesterday, and I'm sorry, and I apologize.
Yeah, well, let's get them today. Our friends at BEI, helping to shape the Ottawa Valley as always. Hit them up at 613-432-1120 or on the web at bondisherexcavating.com. They can help you out with all sorts of things, custom crushing and screening. They can pave your driveway. You can get some topsoil, all your aggregate supplies and equipment rentals. So give them a call. They're great people.
Also, we could probably have added Sean McEachran maybe, or Christoph Schubert.
Oh, Mac could be in the Grump Club. Yeah, he can get grumpy.
As always, this show proudly presented to you by Bet365. Open an account today with Bet365. Bet on a huge range of markets. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Use code NATION. Must be 19 years of age or older. Please play responsibly. Yorkie, today I would like you to pick who is going to win today's pivotal opening game of the Four Nations face-off. Will it be Team Canada or Team Sweden? This is a very, very important pick.
Yeah. Tough to tell early. And what's the format going to be? They're all going to play each other, and then the top two play on the play. Is there a team getting a bye or something?
No.
Out of the four? So they're just going to do a round robin. So every game is going to be important.
3 points, 2 points, 1 point.
Yeah, 3 points, 2 points. You know what? Interesting. I wonder who's going to be starting in nets for Sweden. Has it been announced yet?
They won't announce it. They said you'll find out tomorrow. You're not going to start Linus Ullmark, I don't think. You're going to do Philip Gustafsson.
I don't know.
I mean, maybe Alfie's got to say. I'm not sure.
He's got to say. I don't know, because a lot of this is based on Ullmark's back. He's healthy.
Just make the pick.
I'm going to go with, I'm going to take Sweden. I'm going to say they're going to get a great goaltending performance with whoever they start, because they're both very good goaltenders. I like Sweden's D2. I'll take Sweden.
Okay, I will take Canada in this one. I'm just curious about Jordan Binnington, obviously. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But that's your pick. The bet boost is Connor McDavid to score a goal. Crosby, I think. Hold on, I got to make sure I can. Canada score first, and the money line Team Canada will pay plus 450.
Okay, yeah. Might throw a little cash on the Swedes in this one.
Yeah, not a bad idea. All right. What, before we're moving on, you got something to say?
No, I'm just wondering for game one of this, like if you can, because usually when Canada plays and wins a game like this, like they'll have more emotion, they'll have more invested. I just don't know if you're gonna have the intensity and buy-in level from game one with Canada, where the Swedes are. Swedes always play the same. They always play hard.
They always play hard. I do remember talking to Drake, for what it's worth, about the summer skates with Crosby, or just what he was like. Mm-hmm. And they would have a 3-on-3 tournament, and he would walk by Drake if he was not, and like, are you ready? So I get the feeling that he says that to these guys too. Like, are you ready to play or not? And so that's the only thing I think of, is you don't want to let Sidney Crosby down. But Crosby's just a second liner now, so I don't know. I do
think the players understand what this tournament is, though. Like it's a huge revenue booster for the league. It's probably never going to happen again with this format. So it's not like you're building some tradition or history. I will say this, guys are proud though. And for as much as I diss the tournament, once the puck's dropped, the competitive nature does come in, and guys will play and they'll try hard. It just that run through you. I'm not gonna say kill you, but basically you'll do whatever it takes to win. You don't care who you step over or who you might hurt. That's not going to be there. It'll be there in some instances, but I'll give you a great example. Like if US plays Canada, I don't think Jack Eichel is going to try and take out Mark Stone. like that's the problem, right?
I don't know. I think Mark Stone would try and take out Jack Eichel.
He's going to play hard.
I think
he's
Sam Reinhart would run anybody over.
Listen, if I've got a chance, like I'm going to play really hard, but I'm going to let a guy know if he's in a vulnerable position and whatever. There's too much at stake in the NHL now. There's just winning.
I get it.
Winning a Stanley Cup is just, it's so important. Like,
okay, but Brad Marchand doesn't care about anybody else on any other.
He's
team.
wired. So there's an outlier.
Drew Doughty, right? He will take out Matthew Tkachuk in a heartbeat, and I say that because of the rivalry that they have. I just think that once the puck drops.
Oh, by the way, there's another great player that's not in this tournament, Anze Kopitar. That's like one of the best players in the world. So stop it with the best on best. It's not best on best.
All right, this is what we have to work with. We're just going to stay within the parameters.
It's still good. Like, listen, I'm really excited to watch. I always love watching world class players. Like, it'll be interesting to see Reinhart play with McDavid. Reinhart is such a good player. Like, that guy, man, I don't think enough people talk about him, his finishing ability. And now, so there's a guy that's going to play. He's going to play hard no matter what, but getting this opportunity. So that guy's heading into this tournament like, I'm going to play with McDavid. Like, and now I'm on the stage where I could be on the Olympic team. So that's like a situation where I'm interested to watch. I know Mark
Stone, by the way, is extremely talented and has played world championships and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you think he's like, I'm fucking playing with Sidney Crosby and Nate McKinnon?
He's loving it. He's loving it. He's loving it. He's loving it. So Stoner's ultra competitive, and listen, don't get me wrong. This is a great honor. Anytime you're selected amongst your peers to play on at this time, what is best on best, as best you can get it. So for sure, it's a great honor, and I 100% Stone wants to play on the Olympic team, as all these guys do. I'm just whatever. It is what it is. Like, Matthew Tkachuk's not going to run over Barkov. He's not, but whatever. We're going to see there's going to be lots of good plays. Anytime you can watch. Oh, look at the D. Like, you can watch. And I look at this D. It's interesting, eh? You go back to years past. Like, I look at this D.
Dominant.
Exactly. Like, I look at this D, and I'm like, that's not the best group in this tournament. Like, when you really think of it.
No, it's not. But although I don't think we appreciate enough guys in the West.
Morrissey's a world-class player.
Like, Devon Toews just didn't end up there by accident.
Devon
Theodore, people have talked about for a while.
Yeah, Devon Toews is a very good player. But like,
it's just because Canada used to be blessed with Chris Pronger and Pietrangelo and Drew Doughty in his prime. Like holy shit. Yeah, Niedermeyer.
Even go back to the days with Paul Coffey, Rob Blake, Bobby Orr, Larry Robinson, Dennis Potvin. Like, it just, throughout the ages, it was like Canada always has the best defenseman. Not so much anymore. Although, to me, Makar's the best defenseman in the NHL, in my opinion. Yeah. As good as Quinn Hughes has been and Werenski, Makar's the best defenseman in the league. He is.
So we'll see how that plays out. Okay, quickly before we go. Oh, I got to say, yesterday's gift card winners for Gabriel Pizza. Excuse me. Brad Maloney and Andre Bergeron. I will get in touch with you. I'll get your gift cards. Today, email the show, cihsends@gmail.com. For Gabriel's $50 gift card, name me the Swiss Champions Trophy. What is it called? What is the Swiss League trophy called? For a $50 gift card to Gabriel Pizza, our proud friends. So tomorrow We're back with Super Week. Graham Nichols is going to join us. We're going to give away a foursome for golf. We got another $50 gift card to give away for Gabriel's Pizza. We'll talk about tonight's game. Lots to discuss.
We got a nice little thing you've put together for tomorrow's show too, Wally. We should get some of our listeners to forward their lineups as well. But interesting discussion we're going to have tomorrow. I'm looking forward to this.
Okay. Well, that's what happens when you wake up at 4:15 in the morning.
You got an idea? A little light bulb popped up in your head?
God, need a nap now.
Should we tell the good listeners what we're going to do tomorrow? We're going to put together our playoff roster. No.
So, well, it's
a
like
surprise.
This. No. Graham Nichols is going to build his analytics roster for the Ottawa Senators for the playoffs, just based on analytics of what the roster should be. You are going to build your roster the way you think it should be for the playoffs. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's available. There's no worries about any of that stuff. Just what the roster will look like if you were the coach.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. And then I'd love to throw, and we won't do it tomorrow, but this is an idea for later on of the ideal roster with a trade you could do to boast that lineup.
Wow.
We'll save that. We'll put that one in the back burner, Wally.
Before you go, I guess I meant to get this to Jeff in time, but we didn't. Did you happen to look like this the night you went out to the parties with your Swiss trophy?
Hey, that's the top scorer's helmet that I threw in my bag when I came home. I gotta get that. I have that down in the basement right now. When I move into my new place, I'm restructuring my office, and I've got to find a way to include that in my background. I love
absolutely.
That helmet's awesome. It's so amazing. Crazy. It's so crazy too. And I've said this before, but for people that haven't heard it before, that helmet is what you have to wear in the Swiss League if you're leading your team in points. You got to wear that ridiculous helmet.
But
with the
is
flames
it not
on
just a target? Like, are you not now just being targeted? Like, hey, hit me some more, please.
Yeah, there's no hitting in the Swiss League. It's just, you wear that. It's the good guy. It's the good guy league. It's not the Grump Club league. It's just everyone's happy. Everyone's making money. Everyone's drinking wine, having good cheese. The yogurt's outstanding over there.
Is there like charcuterie on the bench?
There's a charcuterie board on the bench. You finish a shift.
Could you pass the Grey Poupon?
That's exactly what it's like. You only play on the weekends. I could have played there till I was like 45. I should have. What did I go back to the NHL for? Oh, it's such a good life over there. Good living.
Well, good living. If you're in the snowstorm today, everybody be safe and be careful. We will see you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., everybody. Thank you. CIH Super Week continues. As always, a quick thank you to Jake, our producer, who does an amazing job. We will see you tomorrow.
The best. See you, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in to Coming In Hot. If you enjoyed the show, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to never miss an episode.